When you think of scary, what do you picture? I picture this. She was actually scary. I don't want to hear her voice on today's program, but just look at her. Look at the anger in her eyes. Look at the vibe around her. She is so angry. She was trounced by Bernie Sanders, 60-38. She lost in every single demographic. He raised more money than she did last month, 20 million to 15 million. And last night, after his victory, he raised $2.6 million in spite of the fact that the fundraising website crashed because so many people were trying to give donations. This is a scary, angry woman. And her people right now are scared. She's scary, and they're scared because her numbers have never gone up. Did you know that? When she starts in a race, her numbers never go up. They only slowly go down. It happened when she ran for president. It happened when she ran for the U.S. Senate in New York, and it happened now. So the Clinton campaign is in deep trouble, but don't count them out yet. All right, let's go to Trump. Trump is an honest guy, I believe, most of the time. Like Bernie Sanders, there's an honesty there. Listen to what he says and listen to what he doesn't say.
Healthcare. We're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. It is a total disaster. We're repealing and replacing Obamacare. It's gone. We're getting rid of Common Core. We're going to educate our children locally. We educate our children locally. We are going to preserve our very sacred Second Amendment. There's not going to be any more chipping away at our Second Amendment. If we had protection in California recently and so many other places, you could even look to Paris. Paris has the toughest gun laws in the world. France has the toughest gun laws in the world. These animals go in, they start shooting 1, 2, 3, 130 people, with many people horribly wounded right now in the hospital. If there were bullets going in the other direction, believe me, it would have been a whole different story, folks. But nobody had protection. I am going to be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. Remember that. Don't believe those phony numbers when you hear 4.9 and 5% unemployment. The number's probably 28, 29, as high as 35. In fact, I even heard recently 42%. Do you think we'd have gatherings like this if we had 5% unemployment? Do you really think we'd have these gatherings? Forgetting about security, forgetting about ISIS, which, by the way, we're going to knock the hell out of ISIS. We're going to knock the hell out of them. And it's going to be done the right way. We are going to start winning again. We don't win anymore as a country. We don't win on trade. We don't win with the military. We can't beat ISIS. We don't win with anything. We are going to start winning again, and we're going to win so much. You are going to be so happy. We are going to make America so great again, maybe greater than ever before. I love you all. Thank you, New Hampshire. Thank you. Thank you, New Hampshire. Thank you. We are going now to South Carolina. We're going to win in South Carolina. I love you all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So you hear him clearly. Oh, yeah, again, in 3, 2. So you hear him clearly. What's he talking about? Get rid of Obamacare. I'm sure that he'll do it. We don't know what's going to come in its place. Repeal Common Core. That I believe he'll do, and that really resonates with people. We see him talking about protecting the Second Amendment. He's a recent convert. He says he cares, and he rightly points out that if people in California or in Paris were able to defend themselves, all right, I'm going to be the greatest jobs creating president God ever made. Well, he's acknowledging God, and I think he means it. I think there's a sincerity there. We're going to knock the hell out of ISIS, and we're going to do it right. I believe he means that as well. We're going to win, win, win. There's something about this that is incredibly inspirational to people. The problem is what I'm not hearing. I didn't hear a single word about defunding Planned Parenthood. I didn't hear a single syllable about marriage. Now, in South Carolina, it's not just a southern state, it's super conservative, highly evangelical. So in Iowa, you had a big evangelical contingent that helped Cruz. In New Hampshire, very few people there identify as evangelicals, relatively speaking. And in South Carolina, there are a lot of evangelicals. It's a very religious state. So we're going to watch closely over this next week to hear how many times Trump discusses defunding Planned Parenthood and putting Supreme Court justices on that will overturn Roe or restore marriage to its rightful place. I like Trump. I'm not sure how fixed his moral compass is on the two most critical issues we face: the sins that cry out to God for vengeance, shedding innocent blood, and so-called same-sex marriage. I'll be right back.